Newcastle 2, Manchester United 1, bruv. And yo, I'm livid, innit? But it's important that man can't lose composure and lose sight of what's actually happened. You know the ones, because there's going to be a lot of emotional responses tonight. Carrick ain't the guy, this, that, and the other. This is shit. This is this person's fault. This is that person's fault. Whatever, innit? It's just one of them games, bruv, where it's funny, like the Fulham game, yeah. I said it, man conceded, I think, a penalty and a worldie in the Fulham game, and then we've conceded a penalty and a worldie today in this game. Do you know what I mean? This was by no means the best performance that we've put in. But at the end of the day, if we take the chances that we had to win the game, we're not talking about these things. We're not talking about them, because people have a thing that when things go our way, nobody wants to talk about certain things. Do you know what I'm saying? When Mbumo's getting GA, no one wants to talk about his performances. This guy's been poor for pretty much all of Carrick's games. I don't remember him having a good game, but he's been getting GA. He's been our worst attacker in all of these games, even the ones he's been scoring in. No one's been talking about it because he's been getting GA. I think Fulham, West Ham, tonight, GA aside, Bruno's been awful. He's been awful. He had a good half an hour spell in the last game. I think that was Everton. But outside of that, all round play, last 4 or 5 games been poor. Leaving gaps in the midfield, pressing up higher, and allowing our midfield to get penetrated quite easily. Like, people are saying, oh, look at the gaps. Why teams playing through us? It's because our number 10 is the highest guy forward when we're pressing. No one wants to talk about that because man's getting stats. Everyone was screaming, oh, Cesco scoring, Cesco has to start. The reason why I wasn't screaming for Cesco to start is because I understand, what Ahmad gives us, and also what a fluid and mobile front three gives us off the ball. Benjamin Cesco is a player that I like, and his profile is useful to have in the squad. But no one can name me the game that he started for us that he played well. No one can name that game, because that game doesn't exist. I've never seen him have a good 90 minutes for Man United, ever. He's just someone that scores goals, innit? And just because he was scoring goals coming off the bench, against tired legs, when we were putting pressure on teams, people automatically were like, cool, Ahmad's got to get dropped, so Cesco's got to play. I wasn't of that thinking. That he has to play. Because the honest truth is, this Man United front three, they've all got qualities, but collectively, they're rubbish. The front three is a net negative. You got 3 greedy players, bro. Like, Cesco has got decent feet, but he's not a link man. Mbumo's got no feet. He's a horrible footballer. The truth is, he's not Man United level, apart from GA. He's not. As a footballer, he's not Manchester United level. He's not Garnacho by any means, but on the ball, he's awful. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not a fan of his. Like, anyone that watches this channel knows I'm not a fan of him. Like, obviously, he gets GA. I understand his role in the team, but players like him in general in the modern game, I don't rate. Because, cool, you get goals and assists, but I think he's a net negative. I think players like that are a net negative. If you can't receive the ball on a half turn, if you don't have a good first touch, if you don't scan, if you don't do basic things, to me, you'll always be a net negative, because my team will always lose more than it gains by having you on the pitch. That's how I feel about Bruno. But this specific thing ain't really about him. I think for all the stats and the stuff that he gets, like today, he tossed the ball in the box a million times. Of course, you're going to get stats. Keep putting the ball in the box. But in general build-up, positioning off the ball, he was awful. But this is what you get most of the time. But this is modern football. People only care about numbers on the stat sheet, bro. This is the reason why games are as boring as they are. Because teams don't want to score goals from outside the box, because everything is about percentages. That's what it's about. High risk, percentages, percentage football. Low risk, should I say, percentage football. So now you've got midfielders tossing the ball in the box 50 times a game, getting 1 assist, and people are talking about their output, bro. Bag of turnovers. In build up, flipping Mbumo, bag of turnovers. Brother, I lost count how many times this guy breaks down our attacks. No one's going to talk about it because he gets GA. No one's going to talk about it. Cunha did his best today. Do you know what I mean? And Cesco was quiet. Do you know what I mean? By all intents and purposes, he was quiet, bro. And the reason why he's always quiet is because this team, yeah, is not built in a way yet that can facilitate playing with 1 man short in build up and 1 man short when we're defending either. Like, we don't have that team at the moment. We don't have that team. We can have that team after this summer window. At the moment, we don't have that team. This is why Cesco starting for me doesn't really make sense, because he don't really drop into the pockets that Xerxes does in the build-up. I was very surprised he started today. I thought Newcastle away, they're going to play the Ahmed and Mbumo Cunha front three. I was very surprised we didn't go with that. So today, apart from the little tidy footwork in the corner, Cesco didn't really offer anything. I'm not saying it's his fault at all. This is not me blaming him. I just think stylistically, the way the squad is currently set up here, starting him, if you start him, you need 2 players in attack here out of the 3 behind them. If you say that Bruno, Ahmad and Cunha, you need 2 possession-based players but in the team also. So that means you need Xerxes and Ahmad on the pitch somewhere if you're going to play Cesco. You have to, because Bruno is not really possession-based. He'll lose it. Cunha tries to dribble and stuff. He might lose it. And yeah, and then Mbumo's not possession-based and he'll lose it, bro. The problem is, yeah, when you look at Cunha, Bruno, Mbumo and Cesco, who's looking after the ball? No one. This is why we can't sustain pressures in attacks, bro. That's the real reason why this front 3 does not work, innit? Do you know what I mean? And I think that this front 3 or front 4, if you include Bruno, is the reason why we didn't win the game today overall. Yes, we did miss chances, bro. The Lenny Euro chance, I thought it was a good header. He headed it down, but it's Lenny Euro. If that drops to Cassie, probably bags. What other chance am I forgetting? Oh, the Mbumo chance. Open goal, pretty much. He could take a touch with his right foot, pass it into open net, blast it over the bar, 8 yards out. If he buries that, we win the game. Bruno gives away a stupid penalty, and we end up going 1-0 down. And then the second goal was a worldie, bro. The fact that we had to bring on Tyrell Malacia, this defeat just tells me everything I already knew about this Man United squad. We're a 1 game a week squad at the moment, and where we're lacking, we already knew that we were lacking at left back because Dorgu's injured, but in my head now, Dorgu showed me he's more of an attacker, so we need a left back. Having to bring on Malacia, who hasn't played for us in Lord knows how long, bro. This brother's all gone and grown dreads, blood, in the time we ain't seen this youth. Do you know what I mean? And the goal comes down on his side. If Maz don't get injured, we don't concede that goal. There's no way. Do you know what I'm saying? Concede an absolute worldie, by the way. Unsavable. Questionable positioning from Malacia. And I don't like when centre-backs half go to the ball and have their hands behind the back. I laugh at Virgil all the time for doing that shit. Could Maguire have stepped out a bit more? Do you know what I mean? To try and put his foot out or something, but putting his hands behind his back? I don't know, innit? Do you know what I mean? I've only seen the goal a couple times. But the defending could have been better for that goal. Sucker punch. On the flip side, we're 1-0 up. We're comfortable, yeah. I think the subs are too late. This is what I'm blaming Carrick for. I think the subs are too late. My rationale is Carrick probably looked at it and said, Cesco gets me goals. Mbumo gets me goals. Bruno gets me goals and assists. I don't really want to take these guys off now because I feel like my goals are on the pitch. But we saw how much Xerxes and Ahmad helped us in the build-up, and we created more chances when they came on. And this is why, literally, sometimes in football, addition via subtraction exists, bro. You can take goals off and put on a player that gets less goals, but you've added more goals to the team because it's more balanced. We looked way more balanced when Brian came off and Xerxes was on the pitch, and he nearly scored an absolute banger as well. So we created enough chances to win the game. The manager made the changes too late. But ultimately, yeah, Man just saw the holes in this squad today, especially having to bring on Ugarte. I feel like it was load management today, taking off Cass when we took Cass off because he won a yellow card. And when Ugarte comes on, we're not a better team. We're not a better team. So Dorgu was a miss today because if he's at left back instead of Tyrell, do we concede that? Probably not. You know what I'm saying? We need to sort out the midfield. We all know that. We've all been crying about that. That's a squad situation. And the balance of the attack wasn't right. For me, that's on Michael Carrick. That's the only thing that's on Carrick today. Loads of the other stuff, we didn't start well, but I thought we weathered the storm after like 20 minutes and we grew into the game, bro. Yeah, it's not free-flowing champagne football, but it hasn't been for a very, very long time, bro. Like, I'm not super mad at the performance because people moaning about the performance now, yeah? If we had got the second goal, like if that Xerxes shot goes in the top corner and we're 2-1 up, no one's talking about the performance. But loads of people are going to be doing this results-based analysis, and I'm not on that. Like, Newcastle away is a tough place to go, regardless. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, they had 10 men, but the way Newcastle defend anyway, and the dark arts they were doing and the diving they were doing, like, they got 10 men, so what? They defend with 10 men anyway. Most teams defend with 10 men because they got one guy up there as an outlet. So it just meant that they had no outlet. So defensively, they were set up the exact same way. Attacking wise, they weren't really trying to attack, bro. You know what I mean? They were trying to do stuff from little set plays or quick breakaways with Alanga and stuff like that, trying to use his pace, but they weren't fucking knocking down the door to score because they scored first. Do you see what I'm saying? So once they got that goal, it was kind of like, what did you expect from Newcastle? The impetus was on us here to go and win the game or not. And Carrick went all out to win the game. We ended up with a double pivot of Bruno and Ugarte, yeah? So obviously we're more defensively frail, yeah? We took a risk and it backfired. So all the man them complaining, saying, oh yeah, cool, we lost. These are the same man that if we didn't go for it at 1-1, man would have said, oh, Carrick's a coward. Man just played for the draw. He didn't go for it. Sometimes in football, when you go for it, it backfires and you lose, blood. And I don't even think that's why we lost. I think we lost because Mazraoui went off. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what it is, bro. Like, Malacia, that you ain't played football for like 18 months and we slap man in a game like this, intensity like this, and man was still half asleep, bro. Do you know what I mean? His legs probably hadn't even woken up, bro. He was on the pitch for what? Couldn't have been on the pitch for 5 minutes. And we end up conceding that. And we was in total control in the build-up to that. So, it's one of them ones where I'm disappointed, innit? I'm disappointed. But the thing is with these games, every single game is completely different. Every game, yeah, demands something different. It demands different players to turn up. And I'm disappointed in our attackers. They haven't really performed well, yeah? They didn't perform well against West Ham. That's why we drew. They didn't perform well against Fulham. They didn't perform well really against Everton. How many games have we been playing saying, oh, Cunha hasn't been good, Boomer hasn't been good, fucking Cesco hasn't been good, or Ahmad hasn't been good? Like, these man need to fucking sort it out, bro. Because off the ball, we're not conceding many high quality chances, bro. Loman's never had no saves to make today. Like, their goalkeeper made more saves. So defensively, I don't have an issue with this team. But when we get the ball into the final third, the ball's not sticking. So Carrick needs to disband this front three of Cesco, Cunha and Mbeumo. It does not work. Do you know what I'm saying? So Mbeumo needs to have a seat. The problem with Xerxes and Ahmad is they didn't cost the big bucks. So it could be a case of a hierarchy thing because we spent big money on those attackers. So they have to play. But in my opinion, that is the biggest issue. But I'm not going to sit here and flipping overreact, bro. I'm not going to do it, bro. I'm annoyed about this result. But brother, we were losing every week under Ruben Amorim and people were saying, oh, he needs his players, he needs more time. As soon as it's Michael Carrick, oh, he's got no experience. Like, get rid of him. We need a more experienced manager. Like, all of a sudden, it's not the players no more, bro. Like, people are just picking and choosing, bro. I don't like this, innit? Like, the lateness of the Ahmad and Xerxes, Subs and Carrick, the rest of these other things was down to the lack of the squad depth and also certain players not performing well.